The times for each section are included in the video description. Recording and importing audio.
When you come into Audacity, the first thing you will need is audio. There are two main ways in which you'll be obtaining your audio. The first will be importing existing audio that you have saved on your computer. To do this, simply go to File, go down to Import, click Audio and select the file you wish to use. The other way in which you can obtain audio is to record it from either a microphone or your desktop. To begin recording, click the big red record button, and to end recording, click the big yellow stop button. But before you begin recording, you need to edit your recording settings.
Recording settings.
Firstly, on the left, we have a drop-down menu that will read MME or Windows. This is a selection for the interface in which Audacity will use to record. MME is the standard interface used to record, but I would recommend Windows Direct Sound if the option is available. These options won't make a huge difference if recording your voice, so if you're unsure, leave them alone and forget they exist. The only time I would recommend changing settings after this is if you are having trouble recording or playing back audio. To the right of this, we have your mixer toolbar, a microphone symbol with a slider. This slider indicates your microphone recording levels or sensitivity. A setting closer to the number 1 increases microphone sensitivity, while a setting closer to 0 reduces the sensitivity. But what does this mean? It means the more sensitive your settings, the more sound that your microphone will pick up. This noise includes background noise and static. Through a process we will cover later called noise reduction, you can eliminate some background noise and static. However, it will leave your recording somewhat washed out. My preference for the recording sensitivity is somewhere between 0.6 and 0.8 depending on what I am recording. With all functions, it is best to experiment and find your own sweet spot. Next to the microphone slider is a sound symbol. This slider quite literally adjusts the playback volume of your audio as you play it back to yourself. This slider will be stuck at the volume of your speakers or headset, so I would recommend never touching it as it will adjust automatically. Below this is another microphone symbol with a drop-down menu. This menu allows you to select whether you'll be recording from a microphone or your desktop. Either select your microphone to record from its input or select stereo mix to record from your desktop. If stereo mix does not appear, go into your computer sound options for recording devices and enable stereo mix. Next to this we have another drop-down menu which reads stereo. This allows you to record in either stereo or mono. Stereo allows you to adjust the sound through the left or right ear, while mono is a set recording fixed to the speakers. I would recommend leaving the setting on stereo, although you can create a stereo track from a mono track, which we will cover in a future episode. The last drop-down menu on this bar has a speaker symbol. This indicates where your audio will play back to you from. You can pick your speakers, headset, or other playback device through this menu.
Decibels and peaking.
In the top right corner of the screen, we have a microphone and a speaker symbol next to a bar of numbers. These numbers indicate decibels and how high your audio is peaking. If your audio peaks or goes over 0 decibels, it will turn red on the bar. The reason you do not want your audio peaking at this point is because it becomes distorted, unclear, and too loud to properly register. While recording and playing back your audio, the green bar on these decibels will fluctuate depending on the level of your audio. If your audio peaks above 0 decibels, I recommend recording it again. However, if you are unable to do this, we will cover in future episodes how to remedy the situation as best you can with the tools Audacity has available.
Tools.
Now let's assume you have either recorded your audio or imported an audio file. The first thing you should turn your attention to are the tool options you have available in the middle of your toolbar. The first tool in the top left of the toolbar is the selection tool. This allows you to pick a specific point in the audio to listen from, or you can even use it to select an entire section of the audio. This tool is the standard cursor that you will be using and should be the default tool when you enter the program. To the right of the selection tool is the envelope tool. This allows you to manually adjust the levels of audio by clicking and dragging up or down. Each time you select a portion of the audio, it creates a point for you to adjust. You can create as many or as few points as you would like. Zooming in also allows you to make more minute adjustments to the audio levels. To the right of the envelope tool, we have the draw tool. To begin using the draw tool, you must zoom in on your waveforms. You must zoom in until your waveform is broken down into points. When you have these small blue circles, you can manually adjust them. This allows you to select specific sounds in your audio that you want lowered or heightened. In the bottom left of the toolbar, we have the zoom tool. Selecting this allows you to zoom in and out by either left clicking to zoom in or right clicking to zoom out. To the right of the zoom tool, we have the time shift tool. This function allows you to move your audio. Adjusting one section of audio to meet another will be signified by a yellow line, though you can pass these boundaries. The last tool in our toolbar is in the bottom right corner, the multi-tool. This functions as all 5 other tools depending on its position and context. I would suggest using the other tools individually rather than using the multi-tool function. Beneath this toolbar, we have the edit toolbar. I will explain each function from left to right. First, we have 3 basic functions that you should all be aware of: cut, copy, and paste. These functions are used for sections of audio that you select. Next to this, we have the trim audio and the silence audio selections. These are polar opposite tools. The silence function silences the section you have selected, while the trim function silences all audio around your selection. To the right of these, we have the undo and redo tools. These allow you to undo any effects, changes, or cuts you have applied, while redo puts those undone selections back into place. Next is the Sync Lock Tracks function. While this function is enabled, you may move audio tracks while maintaining the position of other tracks associated. For example, if we position our tracks where we would like them and then move the tracks in the timeline, all tracks remain linked in the position already assigned thanks to the Sync Lock Tracks function. Next to this, we have zoom in and zoom out. Next to these, we have zoom selection. Zoom selection allows you to zoom a selected section of your track to fit the screen. Similarly, the next function is fit project, which fits your entire project onto the screen. The last option is a green arrow indicating playback with a slider to the right for playback speed. This allows you to adjust the speed at which your selected audio will play back to you. Lastly, we have information at the bottom of the screen.
Recording information.
The drop-down menu in the bottom left corner refers to the rate at which your project is recording. This should be listed at 44,100 Hz for your project rate. Do not adjust this. 20,000 Hz is the frequency at which we can hear, and Audacity records at 44,100 Hz for reasons above my knowledge. You will not need to adjust this setting. Next to this, we have the option for Snap to. The options are off, nearest, or prior. This allows you to sync up the beginning and the end of cut or sampled audio tracks which are not aligned. It is a useful option, but most people prefer to adjust the audio's position manually with the slider tool. The last piece of information we have are time positions for your selections. Selection start indicates where your audio has been selected and where it will begin. The next options are end and length. The end selection shows you how long the selected audio is and adds the selection start time for a total run from the beginning of all of your audio until the end of your selection. Length will show the running time of the audio you have selected without adding the start time to your selection. Last, we have audio position. Audio position will show at what point the audio is playing back to you.
Please leave suggestions for future videos in the comments. Check out the Audacity playlist for more tutorials.